growing up with Mom and love, I can't really even. It was just so hand in hand. No one really even thought about that there was Mom and horses. There wasn't a question of, is this a different kind of a life? It was just life with horses. But I think in the beginning, also skiing was, ski racing was a big part of my, and that was, Dad was skiing and Mom was horses. So we'd ride in the summer and ski in the winter. So Mom represented the equestrian side of the sports life, and Dad the ski. And then my brothers would be golfers, and I would continue riding. And I remember the brothers starting to ride, or Kenneth trying to ride, or Andrew trying to ride, and they sort of sloughing off because they didn't like it. They liked golf better. So, but I don't know, it just continued to grow and grow. They say in Germany, it came through the back door, which means, you know, before you realized it, there was something very, very concrete, or you wouldn't be able to give it up anyway at this stage. But how it really started, I can't quite remember. I'm not a horse rescuer, although I've joined a group that does not allow horses to be transported in Europe. There are some religions in the Arabian states that say the horse has to be, the throat has to be cut. So the horse has to be transported from European countries hours and hours and hours alive to be able to be sort of executed there. And that would be about the extent of my horse rescue, is really trying to avoid horse abuse situations. But there was that one case at home where the neighbor was unable to, well, it was a divorce case. Of course, afterwards, at that stage, I didn't know why, but the horses weren't getting fed. They were eating the bark off the trees. They were eating the fences. And I think there were, at that stage, at least 11 to 12 horses on the property, if not more. And they were our neighbors' horses.
Is that the Gucci's?
No, the Tarnaples. The Tarnaples.
Oh, okay.
Very nice family, super neighbors, but it was a divorce situation. She wasn't getting, it was, you know, those kind of details, like I said, we didn't know, or I didn't know. And I called the ASPCA, or I got Mom to call and said, look, this is not a good deal. The horses aren't well. And actually one of the sons of one of the mayors bred his mother back, and she was pregnant again. It was all, you know, they were all in the same field. And this was, you know, the circle of life situation here. And I thought, and the ASPCA came and they said, well, there's water on the property, we can't do anything. And the neighbor was throwing hay. I remember she coming with a bale of hay in the back of her car and dumping it and driving off again. I'm sure it broke her heart to have to, you know, have that kind of situation as well. But I assume she had more problems than just a few horses in the back paddock. In any case, the ASPCA at some stage finally said, well, the situation is not bearable anymore. And I talked to Mrs. Tarnapel. I don't know how old I was. I can't imagine. I think I was like 15. And we talked to Mrs. Tarnapel and said, you know, can we help you? I'll take horses on and I'll get the other horses so you don't get charged with, you know, horse abuse or whatever. And in the end, my friend Muffin Zielinski, I called her. I can't remember that we were. I can't remember how we knew each other except through the Skagels, who went to Whitby. And in any case, all of a sudden, you know, we've been friends ever since. And she took on the Palomino Pony Gold Nugget, that I remember, and a couple of other horses. I took on some horses, and you know, they were young, good horses. They just hadn't been trained, so it was just a matter of sort of retraining them to be. And in the end, actually, one was called Dublin Road and got sold and went on to be second-year I wouldn't say champion, but he qualified for the garden and went in the second year green division at the garden, so that was sort of fun.